The final trailer for the upcoming Aquaman film has officially been released, and we finally got to see Jason Momoa in his full classic Aquaman suit, something that had only been hinted to in the action figures DC had released for the movie. But there's a lot of other things that have been jam-packed in this trailer too, giving us a better look at the political climate in Atlantis, what kinds of fight sequences we can expect, and even more on Arthur Curry's childhood. So today we're taking a look at the Easter eggs that you might have missed, along with references that we've noticed, and a few explanations about certain shots and what they may mean for the film overall. Let's dive in. Starting us off in at number 9, talks to fish. Because we only have 9 numbers. One of the biggest revelations this trailer gave fans was that, yes, Aquaman will be communicating with fish in this movie. Rejoice! But we kinda already knew that. Unlike the very comical or satirical takes of Aquaman talking to fish that we've gotten over the years, this one feels a little more subtle, similar to the previous talking to fish shot that we got in the last trailer, which showed Arthur communicating with the fish behind glass when he was a kid. This time we see Aquaman in action, outstretching his hand with a CGI wave emitting from him. In the comics, this ability is known as marine telepathy. Rather than having a chat with the aquatic life, as is often the joke, Aquaman directly communicates with sea life telepathically. As he puts it in the New 52 comics, fish don't talk. Their brains are too primitive to carry on a conversation. I reach into their midbrains and telepathically push them to help me out. The waves in the trailer are also very similar aesthetically to how this ability is depicted in the New 52. Moving on to number 8, Aquaman's logo. Right off the bat, within the first 3 seconds of the trailer, there's a shot that reveals what appears to be some sort of Atlantean structure. Now take a closer look at the entranceway that all the ships are heading towards, the bit with light emitting from it in the center of the frame. It's the Aquaman logo, or rather, the glyph that stands for Atlantis. In the New 52 and Aquaman issue 5, Arthur explicitly states that the A on his belt doesn't stand for Aquaman, but that it stands for Atlantis in the Atlantean alphabet. And that's exactly what we're seeing in this frame. Subtle, but still quite present. And at number 7, the Maelstrom. There's a whole lot of shots of lava in this trailer. This could very well be linked to something that has appeared in the comics known as the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom is a long forgotten device in Atlantis that allowed for space-time deviations in order to transport people or things over vast distances, and even to other planes of existence. It has something called a Hell Tablet, which is a penal existence where old Atlantis would banish its enemies and criminals, and in the past acted as a prison. Considering in the trailer it exists during the trial by combat scenes, it wouldn't be surprising if there's some sort of connection there. The Maelstrom is something that appears within volume 7 of Aquaman, aka the New 52, between issue 28 and 40 on various occasions. And at number 6, Black Manta. About midway through the trailer, there's a sequence that features Black Manta not wearing his traditional Black Manta armor. Just prior to it, you can see his ship being sucked into what appears to be a larger Atlantean ship. In the next shot, he's approached by Ocean Master's guard. This sequence has spawned a theory that Black Manta, who has been confirmed to have a vendetta against Arthur, believing he's responsible for his father's death as he is in the comics in the New 52, will be approached by Ocean Master in order to form an allegiance. Moving on to number 5, Atlantis above ground. We get to see a ton of shots featuring Atlantis and a white-haired king ruling over the city. Many believe that this is King Atlan, the king that reigned over Atlantis before Aquaman was born. Based on the trailer and the kinds of shots that Atlan appears in, it seems as if the film will be taking inspiration from the New Earth Atlan, minus him being Aquaman's father, instead of the Prime Earth Atlan, who was significantly more nefarious and insane. Anywho, it's speculated that these shots of Atlantis are part of a flashback, perhaps what the film will open with in order to provide context about Atlantis and its history, and what happened to its previous king and why it's now a sunken kingdom. Moving on to number 4, the Dolphins. Aquaman has quite the history with dolphins, and not just in the comical and now very parodied Super Friends animated series. Dolphins play a huge role in the comics with the character too. So in the trailer, during the montage sequence that features Willem Dafoe as Vulko training a young Arthur, we see a shot of Arthur swimming with a group of dolphins. While these days Aquaman's origins are much cleaner continuity-wise, back in the post-crisis days they were a bit of a mess. The first detailed origin story we got about Aquaman was in Adventure Comics issue 260 in 1959. It attempted to explain his origins in a story called How Aquaman Got His Powers. This is now perceived as the Earth 1 origin story, but there was a really confusing one that came out in 1994 in Aquaman Time and Tide issue 2 that was much more of a Tarzan-esque upbringing and included dolphins, who raised him and taught him everything he knew. And at number 3, The Matrix. If this and previous trailers are any sign, the Aquaman movie will be jam-packed full of action sequences, but there's a few details about some of these sequences that have really stuck out to viewers, particularly where director James Wan has pulled inspiration from. In the trailer, you'll notice a shot of Orm leaning backwards, avoiding the attack of a trident. This shot has quite the similarity to the kinds of close-up dodging shots that were in the Matrix franchise. Now, according According to one viewer named Gavin Fang, who took to Twitter after seeing the 25-minute preview screening of the movie in Beijing, which was primarily just action sequences, I quote, "The best reaction I've seen so far is James Wan gives the audience Lord of the Rings and the Matrix level battles. Now based on the battle scenes featuring Orm's army, we can see where that Lord of the Rings influence will be in play." Moving on to our number 2 point, the holographic transmission. In the trailer, there's a scene where Arthur and Mira are listening to a holographic transmission of what appears to be King Atlan. These kinds of holographs are nothing new to the Aquaman narratives though. In the comics, specifically in the New 52 Aquaman, Volume 7 Issue 5, a similar scene occurs, except Arthur is not with Mira and the holographic transmission isn't Atlan. Rather, it's an Atlantean soldier. Aquaman finds a device in a cave and activates it, revealing this holographic transmission, in which the soldier says that Atlantis is in severe danger. Considering the location that the two are in while watching this transmission in the film, this message from Atlan could arguably have the same kind of warning, especially if it was recorded just prior to his death. And finally, in at number 1, the KARAQAN. One of the biggest holy crap moments in this trailer comes in the form of what appears to be a kraken-like creature. That could very well be a KARAQAN, or the KARAQAN rather, a massive creature that first appeared in the New 52 Aquaman issue 26, back in 2014. It was resurrected by Trident off of the coast of Iceland in the comic, and Aquaman had to use his trident to defeat it, with the trident being the only weapon capable of piercing its skin. Since the film seems to be pulling a lot of inspiration from the New 52, having this creature be the KARAQAN could be very plausible. Alright, there we have it friends, what else did you spot in the Aquaman trailer? Any other hidden secrets or references we should have mentioned on our list? Give us a shout in those comments below and let us know. We also have a video that breaks down the trailer too that you guys should definitely check out. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for all of the latest news about the DC and Marvel movies. In the meantime though, feel free to check out the other videos like this one in the playlist that we currently have flashing on your screen. Thanks for watching everybody, I'll catch you all in the next video.